Hey, today we have a coach who needs very little introduction. Jim Boone, going into 40 years as a head coach. He's coached at all levels, over 600 wins. Of course, he's famous for the pack line defense. Head men's basketball coach now at Missouri Valley. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Cascade Hoops Talk, produced in the shadow of the beautiful Cascade Mountains and bringing the world NAIA basketball. One podcast at a time. Hey, as most of you know, Jim Boone, he's been around several years. He's coached he's had success really at all levels. He played NAIA ball at West Virginia State. They were a powerhouse back in the 70s and 80s. Now he's the head men's basketball coach at Missouri Valley, a program that's had a pair of 12 and 17 records the last couple of years. He's looking to turn that program around. Turning programs around has kind of been his specialty. He's got his work cut out for him, but he's been around the block a time or two. I think he'll figure it out. Why don't we take a listen to Jim Boone, head men's basketball coach, Missouri Valley Vikings. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Jim Boone on the phone, the new head men's basketball coach, Missouri Valley Vikings. Welcome, Coach, and thank you so much for taking the time today.
Bill, thank you. It's my pleasure to be here. Always enjoy talking basketball and particularly talking Missouri Valley basketball. So thank you.
So, Coach, first I'm going to add, you were named in February, so you've had a bit of time to get your feet under you. What has the reception been in Marshall, Missouri, as you showed up there and setting up?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, the reception has been phenomenal. The welcome arms welcoming that I've received here in this community and this college, I mean, I've been blown away. But let me give you one slight correction there. I actually didn't get the job until June.
Oh,
So it's been a whirlwind, to say the least, when you get a job in June and you've got an entire roster to build. But it's been great, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it and excited. The Valley has my heart pumping and my energy going. So it's good stuff.
so the release I have right in front of me says May 29th. So I either can't read or anyway, thanks for that correction. Coach, you've been, everybody in the country knows you've been around. You've coached at some really legendary universities. You have over 600 wins. You're going on 40 years, I think, right? Is that close?
This will be my 40th year.
40 years, yes. You started coaching when you were 8, I take
40th
it.
year, excuse me, 40th year as a head coach.
Oh,
and
okay.
And it'll be my 43rd or 44th. I'd have to look back at it as in college coaching. But I've been blessed, Bill. I've been blessed with a tremendous amount of opportunities, and we've kind of developed a niche of rebuilding programs and going in where there's help needed and trying to find a way to fix it, analyze it, fix it, and move the program forward. So that's one of the reasons we're here, and we're excited about the opportunity.
Well, I did want to ask you about that. So Missouri Valley coming off a couple of 12 and 17 seasons. There are a lot of opportunities for rebuilds around the country. What brought you to Missouri Valley?
Well, I had went through last season and a brief illness my wife had, which took me away from coaching, and she's great. Everything turned out awesome there. Couldn't ask for better. But I contemplated retiring, and after sitting out for about a month, I was not only driving her crazy, but I was driving myself crazy.
Yep.
So I had a good friend that gave me a call about the Missouri Valley opportunity, and I had expressed in conversations I'd had with this person about my desire to coach at the NAIA level. I started Bill, as at the NAIA level. I played NAIA basketball at West Virginia State,
Yes.
then college. The West Virginia Conference was a big time NAIA league
Mhm.
back in the day, and so I had the opportunity to play there. And then actually, that's where I landed my first college coaching opportunity as an assistant. So for me, it's kind of like coming back home
Mhm.
and coming back home to NAIA and a chance to coach at this level. And I really love the fact that we have greater access to our players and the opportunity to teach and coach, which is what I feel one of my skill sets is just that. So, uh, again, everything just kind of fit into place, and the people here were gracious enough to provide me with the opportunity. We obviously had to hit the ground running, and we've been sprinting. It's been a sprint every day since the 1st of June, but it's been exciting and it's been fun.
What has the recruiting trail been like for you?
You know, getting here as late as we did, we
Hmm.
didn't have as much opportunity to recruit high school kids like we would like to. And certainly that's going to be a big focus moving forward. And the transfer portal, as much as you hear about it, we dove into it early. And I feel like we were just a little bit late
Yeah.
on some of the people we could have gotten, and maybe not willing to wait on some of those that were, you know, trying to fill out the waters and see where they
Yep.
fit,
Mhm.
Division One, two, or NAIA. So we jumped into the junior college
Okay.
market, and we did it with both feet. We had a ton of success. Bill, I really feel like recruiting in today's world is so much different
Oh,
than when I first started coaching,
yeah.
where you were developing relationships and you were going through 10, 12, 24, even longer periods of months of
Hmm.
time in getting to know prospects and their families and in-home visits. And now it's more like speed dating, and you're trying to do the best job you can to determine if this young man fits you, particularly from the character piece, which is obviously extremely important to us here, and then fits the attributes we're looking for from an athletic standpoint. Um, and I think momentum plays such a huge part of the recruiting process. And we were able to get in the junior college market at a time that opportunistically for us, kids were looking. They were
Hmm.
tired of being put off by Division One schools, and they
Hmm.
were looking for opportunity. And we were able to provide them with that opportunity. And I feel like we filled out our roster with a really good group of student athletes.
Hey, Coach, did you find that, with the transfer portal so active, guys moving from D2 to D1 to down, that the JC level is a little bit under recruited at this point?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Bill. Absolutely. I feel it's grossly. We don't want to get that secret out there, but I feel like it's
Yeah.
grossly under recruited, and there are so many great junior college coaches that are running structured, disciplined programs where they're demanding that kids, run a system of play. And I learned a long time ago from a great junior college coach that has since passed on. God rest his soul. Bob Burke, who coached at Chowan Junior College,
Yeah.
and then did some stints in the NBA. And I remember years ago coaching one of his players, or recruiting one of his players, I should say, who I later coached. Um, we had a chance to spend some time together, and I asked him what he thought the biggest keys in recruiting were. And he said, obviously, all the things we all think about, but for you guys, when you recruit at junior college level, it's making sure you recruit a guy who's been coached, who understands the value of coaching, and who has played in a system. Doesn't matter if it's your system, if it's your way of playing, but if he has been able to play in a system,
Mhm.
he'll be able to play in yours and be coached by you. And that has rang so true for us over the years. And there's just so many really good coaches out there at all levels, and particularly sometimes I think overlooked at the junior college level. And that's one of the reasons that we jumped into that. We felt like we could get some guys who had been left behind, who maybe had a little chip on their shoulder, which I like. I like guys who have a little chip that think they've got something to prove or
Yep.
want to have something to prove. And those are the guys that resonate with us because of their toughness and their grit. So we were fortunate. I love our group. Now we've got 9 states and 2 countries represented. So a big part of my job moving forward is going to be developing chemistry and culture with this
Yes.
group.
Coach, something caught my eye on that. You said, your keys coming in, discipline, teamwork, and hard work. I think we all believe we share a common definition of hard work and teamwork. To you, what is what is discipline? What is a disciplined team?
A long time ago, I had the opportunity to work with Coach Knight, Bob Knight, at his basketball camps at IU, and spent quite a bit of time learning from him. And I think we've all heard Coach Knight's definition of discipline: doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it to the best of your ability every single time. And I really feel like that is our definition of what we look for in discipline, is our guys giving their best effort every single time they walk on the court and doing their very best to do exactly what they're being coached and asked to do. And then from there, I think it kind of evolves into a lot of different things, embracing a role and being able to understand and play to that role effectively. Being a great teammate, understanding shot selection, understanding the importance of taking care of the basketball. And certainly, most importantly for our program, is their ability to defend and to understand that, maybe you're a little bit tired, and maybe you've had a tough assignment, but you're going to block out or whatever your job is every single time, and you're not going to take a play off. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to get kids to understand and buy into that and do that. But I do think it's a big part of developing a winning program.
Yeah, Coach, one of the things that you're well known for, I mean, everybody who watches basketball has seen it employed all over the country, the pack line defense. What makes that so effective?
Bill, that's a great question. And I think it allows you, particularly in today's game. Today's game is more of a north-south game. It's not an east-west game. 30 years ago, we played more of an east-west. You're going to reverse the ball 3, 4, 5 times, make X number of passes, and work really hard to get a great shot. And in today's game, teams are playing at a much faster pace. Even though we're not scoring as much as we scored then, they're trying to play at a faster pace, and that probably has more to do with shot selection. But it's more of a driving game. And so our defense is established in such a way that we're trying to do a good job of restricting the area that our players have to defend by reducing that area, and then not allowing the ball to get into paint, which is obviously leads to bad things. I think a lot of times some coaches may miss the point that, the 3-point shot, and obviously the 3-point shot is a very effective offensive weapon, but it can be a fool's gold. If you rely solely on shooting the 3, you're not getting to the free throw line. And the free throw line is a big part of winning basketball. Getting the paint is a big part of winning basketball. And whether it's the NBA, Division I, Division II, NAIA, Division III, whatever level you want to look at, generally speaking, the majority of the time, the team wins that dominates paint scoring. Whoever gets the most points in the paint is going to win the game, particularly over the long haul. So our defense is developed in such a way to try to keep the ball out of paint.
It just always seems like good things happen when you get to the rim. Do you know what I'm saying?
No doubt. No doubt. You're going to score, get fouled, or you're going to have a nice kick out for a wide open step in 3, which is the kind of threes that you want to get.
Coach, talk a little bit about what NAIA fans, and particularly, the fans there in Marshall at Missouri Valley, what can they expect to see from the Vikings next year or this season? We're only a few weeks away now.
Yeah, it is only a few weeks away. From a playing standpoint, Bill, we just want to be a hard-nosed, tough, bring your lunch pail and get ready to go to work
Mhm.
basketball program. A grit and grind. I've got on my bookcase several years ago, I had a good friend of mine brought me a gift, and it's a coal miner's helmet from West Virginia, where I was born and raised, and I leave that sitting on my bookshelf because it replicates, a degree of mental toughness, a grit and grind attitude
Mhm.
that you're going to do what's necessary to survive and to help your team be successful. And so that's who we want to be. We want to be a team that really values the basketball. Easier said than done. We want to be a team that understands that we're going to pass up a good shot to get a great shot. Another thing that is incumbent upon me as a coach, and the standards that I set and the accountability that I hold our players to make sure that those disciplines are being met. I would hope that our fans walk away saying that's a team that really competes hard, that is very fundamentally sound, and gives themselves an opportunity to be successful and doesn't beat themselves. And if we can get to that point, I feel like we'll have a opportunity to win a lot of games. Um, I'm blessed, Bill. This is the former coach was here 22 years and laid an incredible foundation. Um, I inherited and kept one of his former players and had been an assistant coach for him for the last 5, 6, 7 years, Bobby Collins. Uh, Bobby has been very instrumental in helping me hit the ground running here
Oh, great.
to not only recruit, but to keep the program moving forward. And then I hired one of my former players, and he played for me in '96, was a senior at Robert Morris when I was coaching there.
Hmm.
Actually, yeah, '96. Steve Napper. Steve's a retired state trooper from Maryland, and coached at a very high level in high school, and was an outstanding player for us at Robert Morris at the Division I level. So excited to have him, and we've been here grinding away. So I think that hopefully we'll have a good product to put on the floor once October and November roll around here. And if people can just be a little patient with us and allow us to get that chemistry and culture in place, hopefully the time January and February we'll have a good team. But I will say this: we're in a great league,
Mhm.
and our league has had a lot of success on a national level. So we know we've got our work cut out for us. This league is I mean, just
Mhm.
abounds with talent and coaching, great coaching, and we're going to have to be really, really good just to make some inroads.
Yeah,
But it's
absolutely.
now it's about laying that foundation and putting ourselves in a position to be successful moving forward.
Well, Coach, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking a few minutes. I really look forward to getting you back on here when that Heart Conference starts and the rubber hits the road, and talk about how things are going. And I hope to speak to you several times during the season. I really appreciate you giving me the time.
Bill, we appreciate everything you do to cover NAIA basketball, and I look forward to that opportunity. And thank you so much for spending time with me today. Thank you.
That's Jim Boone. He's the head men's basketball coach of Missouri Valley Vikings. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you to Jim Boone and to Missouri Valley. Uh, what a great guy. He's been around a long time. I'm really anxious to see what he can do there at Missouri Valley. See if he can make some noise in that Heart Conference. It'll be interesting to watch. As he said, there's several teams. It's always a dogfight right at the top of that Heart. That top 4 or 5. Anyway. Let's see what he can do this season. I'm really anxious to get things going. Tomorrow we're going to have Brian Blackburn. He's the new head men's basketball coach, Florida College Falcons. So tune in tomorrow. This is Billy D. Thank you to everybody who listens. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school, because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.